Crimechurch, read by the author Michael Botur. Mamatata story, Chapter 6, That Boy of Yours. A wave explodes behind the swimming pool. Water spatters the deck. Warm, wet air puffs into the hotel bar. Te Roamanga Peak smiles blackly down on us, backlit orange with the setting sun. Can you believe it? Here is Tahine of humble old Raleigh sitting at a bar in Avarua, spending Kiwi dollars, laughing it up, placing bets on a meat pack raffle with a mob of Kiwis from Hamilton. We frolic like children, giggling and tickling, sucking rainbow-coloured cocktails. The wind smells of fish and salt and heat. My life is truly fortunate. Partly I have the Lord above to thank, partly it is this 5-2 fasting diet, which has truly been a blessing. A soft Pacific breeze caresses my slightly slimmed hips. Mamataa is looking good. A tourist with white hair and blue eyes fingers my lei. He tells me he's from Montreal and he owns a chain of laundromats everyone has heard of. Where'd you get that flower thing round your neck? They giving these out or what? My sonny boy, he got it for me. I give my Mai Tai cocktail a hard slip. Reaching down from the bar stool, I wrinkle my toes in the stream of seawater which flows in through a channel and circles the bar. A gecko crawls across the teak panelling where my knees dangle. A butterfly settles on the bar fridge. My son's in software, but he's having a tilted running for council too. What does he do, your son? He'll do you if you ask too many questions, Canadian Palangi. My son, he sent his mama on holiday, I decide, swirling my empty glass in the direction of the bartender, holding up a finger for another drink. Would your boy send his mama on holiday? Oh, excellent. End of year bonus, right, lady? So don't keep me guessing. What does he do, though, for a career, I'm guessing? What, Silicon Cowboy? What does my chongi do? What does my chongi do? He asks me to stop at hunting and fishing on Riccarton Road on the way to the airport. Chongi says his credit card is undergoing some technical issues and bless his soul, we both know it is code for maxed out. My chongi's been spending too much on business supplies to keep mandatory minimum going. I've bailed my chongi out a couple of times. My name is on all the paperwork and we can't draw from the overdraft anymore. Even if he fails, my boy, he has tried with an honest heart. My chongi, what he does is he hovers in the car park. He says he has to keep the engine running. His instructions are written on the back of a court summons. Rifle stock, my chongi has written in capitals. I give chongi my worried face. The wind and the rain slap me. The Lord is saying I should get back in the car. My chongi boy squeezes my hand far too hard. Not asking for 10 stocks. He growls, showing me how huge and white his eyes are inside his brown helmet skull. Not even a single gun, mama, just the stock. Stock is all you need. He's bullied me now. I realise now. I teetered toward the shop on tiny feet, taking small footsteps. Oi! He called after me. And a barrel, 33-inch, with a muzzle brake blank, if they got it. You don't need a license for that shit. You're all good, mama. The store, hunting and fishing, it has warm air conditioning. It is wrapped in camouflage green military netting, covered in duck blinds and mounds of bagged tramping meals. At first I don't see the shop clerk, a pink man with silver fur reading a newspaper. He peers over his paper at me. All I'm looking at is the pinboard under the printed page reading, Wanted, shoplifters. Do you know these people? Reward. I turn away before my eyes decide whether I have seen chongi on the board. I don't know how to fit into the store. This hunting stuff, it's for men, not for mamas. There is a barrel of rifle stocks, pieces of oiled wood, heavy oak, which are on special for $45. Behind the barrel, oh for heaven's sake, is that skinhead Nazi boy, Winfield something, no, Winfred, no, Bezettenhout. That name is all I can remember. The name I risked my career to check on. South Forest, his name means Black Canyon. Tahine, Tonga o Nevai, cares about cultures. Tahine, Tonga o Nevai, knows people. Tahine sees this boy, has his nose pressed so hard against the cabinet of hunting knives, he is leaving a smear of mist on the glass. What I do is I take the first dirty, ugly, heavy rifle stock I find, then notice a series of rifle barrels laying on a towel. I take them all to the counter. Are you sure that I don't, require a gun license for these? I ask the man at the counter. Yeah, get yourself some ammo, a sight, trigger and a breech, and their answer is yes, the man responds. Till then it's just a hunk of wood. I hear somebody tisking behind. There is a white child who looks like the John Lennon man chewing gum. His female friend, wearing a ratty white tank top, is plaiting his hair to keep her hands busy. The John Lennon boy's arms are loaded with gin traps, nasty, sharp, cutty irons with big teeth, and poison and blades and fish hooks, so much stuff that a flare falls out of his arms and rolls under my legs. I can't stop staring at his ears. They are mutilated, chewed, cut off. You ought to hurry up to the counter, lady, the boy tells me. Don't make Jade latey. In the corner, and this doesn't seem right at all, another white boy, who looks like the skinhead Nazi Bezedenhout boy, appears to have covered himself in a camouflage tarpaulin, and he has his finger over his white teeth, and he is hissing a silent shh towards me. Evidently this boy doesn't want this JD to see him. I know him. He's a client, I think. Doesn't want JD to see him or the girl tucked under the camouflage with him, as if he has come in to buy whatever it is. If it is my Bezedenhout boy, he's buying a bag of fertilizer and some LED lights, from what I can see peeking out from under the camouflage. Silly kids, hiding from one another. I scuttle out of the shop the moment my receipt pops out of the printer. Ridiculous. And ridiculous too is the casualness with which my chongy boy accepts these gun parts as I pour them out of my glowing hot hands and into my boy's lap. The airport is 5 minutes away, but my holiday is already polluted. I want to weep. You drive, Chongy goes, tucking his gun parts inside the pouch of his hoodie. I've got to make a few calls. He forces me to swap places with him, always manhandling his mama, this child. The car springs up with a screech as he gets out of his seat. My ringing phone interrupts us. I have fallen asleep with my face on the warm wood of the bar, drunk on margaritas, exhausted from climbing to the needle Teroamanga, exhausted from being happy and unafraid, and 2,000 kilometres from trouble. The ringing isn't in my dream. My mobile phone goes off. Another 3 rings. 4, 5. International call from New Zealand. +64. On the phone, it's my manager, Carla. I know you're on holiday, Carla begins. There's a delay as her words skip across the Pacific. And I'm really sorry, but there's been a somewhat serious complaint about visiting one of your clients at his home, unauthorized, as in, like, outside the scope of residential suitability check. Listen, don't say anything now, but you're going to need an advocate, Tahine. And there are some people here who would like to talk about that boy of yours.